How's it going, Crustacean Nation? Welcome back to Coach's Corner on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. It gives fans like you an inside look to the games and goings on for the team. And as of recording, the Rock Lobsters are coming off two dominant wins in their opening weekend against the Indiana Sentinels. As always, I'm Matteen Rad, and I'm joined by Rock Lobster head coach Garrett Rutledge. Coach, very little went wrong for the team in Indiana this past weekend. With that being the case, it being your job to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of this team, was it difficult at all to do that, to evaluate what went right and what went wrong for the team when kind of everything was going right?
Well, everything went right, but we have a certain structure we want to play in. It's landing spots and defensive zone coverages, and we want to stick to our game plan. We're not really worried about what Indiana was up to. We were kind of there for ourselves, and obviously we have a game plan to stick to. So we're building towards that game 56. So in game one of playoffs, obviously we want to establish that throughout the season and be working on stuff and make sure that the team is detailed and ready to go. That's kind of the message. Even when you get up, you still have things in your game. You don't want to create bad habits, and you want to stick to our structure and how we play hockey in Athens.
With the team, I'm kind of going to go back to front here, and I'll start with a play of the two goalies. Carter McPhail marked his first pro start with a top-notch shutout. Great moment for him. William Lavalier made his return, let one in early, but was pretty locked in after that. Is there a clear number one at this early stage in your mind, or do you look at them as kind of a 1A, 1B, if you will?
Yeah, it's a 1A, 1B. Like, obviously, both we have the luxury of having good goalies. This year in Athens with McPhail, obviously his pedigree and his elite prospects says everything, right? And then you got Lavi that comes in. He's been a good goalie. He's worked very hard in the off season here with training, and then obviously getting a shot with Allen. He comes back and to get out on the ice and kind of get the feeling going and having a good showing. So both goalies I was very impressed with. Like Lavi, obviously the first goal went off Shinks' skate. It's one of those things. It's like, it is what it is. The other one got tipped and went to redirect. So it's just like, again, both our goalies could have had shutouts basically. So it was good to see. I was proud of both of them. And again, it's kind of a tough spot to put them in just with everything. Like, it's kind of like the old school feel when you're in Indiana. It's like being back in minor hockey a little bit with like the net pegs or like just the old school ones that the net's getting pushed off, and goalies use that to push off on. So when they're here in Athens, they're drilled into the ice, and little things like that. And obviously the pace of play, because the ceiling's so low in Indiana. Every time there's a shot, goalies are trying to get it up on the glass so it rims around. So they're putting it up and out of play basically, so a whistle would go. But for the most part, I was pleased with our goaltending for sure.
And in front of them, too, the defense did a great job in making sure that they being the goaltenders, were relatively untroubled. The new face in the pairs was Jordan Rosenbaum, who looked pretty settled in and scored in his pro debut. How did you evaluate his first performance at this level?
So since I got here, like, again, since being on with the boys, like time and space, obviously, and putting yourself in good position, Rosie has a good knack of having his feet pointed the right way. He's got a good stick, good mind. He's very calm and cool back there. He's not very erratic. Like, he's very strategic in the way he plays. So you can see we have a lot of players that have good hockey IQ and have that ability to see plays develop and put themselves into good situations. And especially as a defenseman, all you got to do is get pucks up onto our forward stick. We have a lot of skill, and that's how we want to play, is nice and fast.
Shinkarik, Kolatarsi, Greco, all good themselves, but there are also three guys where fans and us really know their level and what they're capable of. Meanwhile, I think Matt Garcia is someone who's still a developing player, still a young guy. I thought he really read play well and sent pressure at the right times. What have you made of Garce since you've come in?
Yeah, he's another guy that's played physical. Again, he's worked on his craft of angling and good sticks and getting guys stopped up in the defensive zone. So that's credit to Carter Shinkruk and Greco and those guys staying the course and like leading the defensive group with some younger guys. We're all a 5-man piece in the defensive zone, so it makes it easy when, I don't know, like we've done a lot of video a little bit here and we've done a lot of drills. We're in the defensive zone. It's like the D's got one guy and everybody's talking and everybody has their spot to be on the ice and their landing marks. And it's good when everybody's on the same page communicating, and it makes life easy who you got and everybody's talking and everybody's on the same page. It doesn't come just as one guy. It comes as a 5-man unit.
The forwards, it really seemed like the second line stole the show and looked really cohesive for it being the first couple games that those three guys have played together. Gleb Van Durken, Philip Virgili, Luke Croucher. What is it about those three dudes that it just works well together?
Well, they're always moving their feet and they're creative. You're going to see a lot this year. Like a lot of teams, if they don't have a ton of depth, even the forward group or the depth in the back end, like they can try to match our top line, but then our second, third lines come out and they're just as good as our first line. So at some point, you're going to get a little bit more space out there with lower end guys, and it should work to our advantage. As for Gleb, he's highly skilled, young guy, wants to compete. He wants the puck on his stick. He has that natural ability to create separation from players, and he can find the back of the net. And then obviously Phil, he's a veteran in this hockey league for a reason. He's very detailed with his game. And obviously when you play a 200-foot game like him and you're in good position, you're under all pucks, your feet are moving, you distribute the puck well, and like you're just in the right spot on the ice at all times, good things are going to happen down around the net. And he doesn't miss when he gets the opportunity. And again, I think in the short amount we've seen Luke Croucher, I've coached Luke and been around Luke since he's probably been about 16 years old, and he hasn't changed. The one thing I remember about Luke Croucher, and to this day now, is he never stops moving his feet. He's always going. So using your speed and using your skating ability puts you around the puck. Naturally, as a hockey player, if you're moving your feet and you're coming up ice, you're going to be around the puck. It's when you stop moving your feet that you become kind of a mediocre hockey player. So guys that move their feet generally have a very good knack of being in good spots on the ice and always around the puck. So it just happens instant. Yeah, just happens for them.
You bring up Crouchy. I thought he was particularly impressive to me. I thought really hard to shake him off the puck, quick release, finished at the net, was a playmaker. In these early days, if you look in the crystal ball, what do you think the ceiling is for Luke Croucher?
Oh, like again, the ceiling's high for him as soon as he gets activated into pro hockey and like our style. And again, he's never really wore a visor before, probably in his hockey career. So again, it changes a little bit. You got the face out there now, so you got to kind of protect that. But the ceiling's high for him because he's relentless. And that's kind of how, like in the Federal Hockey League, like doing things in the past and things now, you need to add to your core group of 6-7 guys, and you bring those young guys in to bring that compete level up in the dressing room. It just becomes contagious how he works. And like I said, next year again, he'll bring in even more of a role, and he brings guys into the fight kind of. So when you need a little bit of a little spark, I guess, Croucher's your guy. You look out there, penalty killing. He's just relentless. He's like the little motor for us. It's great.
No one in the FPHL this past weekend had the kind of performance that Philip Virgili had. 8 points in 2 games, a 4-goal game, 3 power play goals. Obviously, we saw what we saw on the tape with his play, but how did you like not only his play, but his role as a centerpiece and a leader for those 2 young guys on that line?
Yeah, like I said, you do the right things. You prepare like a pro and you act like a pro, and you go out on the ice and you got a good attitude and you play the game with lots of heart and a lot of fun and a smile on your face. Good things are going to happen. Again, I've said it before, Matteen, to you, when guys enjoy coming to work and they got a smile on their face and they're having success, like it's contagious. And you can see that in Phil's game. Obviously, you got to give some credit to the guys he's playing with too. But let's be honest, it's a game of hockey. You go to the net with your stick down, eventually the puck's going to come there. So credit to him. Again, moving his feet, getting to open ice, it takes a skill set, and he's a good hockey player. So his instincts created that, and like at the end of the day, everybody had success, and Phil gets the glory. Kind of puts all the pucks in the net. So it's good to see, but it's also success for our team and a lot of confidence going forward.
Another young guy who made his pro debut was Jesse Lowell, playing as a third-line center in both games. He got off the mark with his first goal and his first assist. What did you make of him this past weekend?
Yeah, another good player, like moving his feet, big body, great human, like amazing character, like always got a smile on his face, ready to do anything for the team. He just breeds the Athens Rock Lobsters success. He's going to be a good story going forward this year. I think he's going to be a big piece for our hockey team. I think the fans are going to absolutely fall in love with him as a person, his character, how outgoing he is, and like to see him on the ice, he's got that heavy shot, and then like when he skates and comes up the ice, he's got a presence to him. I feel like when he takes off, it's like he's got that hard stride and that heavy look to him that's like he's coming up ice, you can hear him coming. So it's going to be fun to watch him play.
Now, Jess is a great dude, and meeting his parents who traveled from Northbrook, Illinois to come watch him play cemented that as well. Speaking of the forwards, the FPHL transactions page have hinted at the returns of both Kaysen Gallant and Daniil Glukaryov. Is there any update that you can tell us about those two guys and their potential comebacks?
Yeah, Gallant's going to be in the lineup this weekend, so that's going to be great for our group too. He came back, flew in on Sunday, I guess it was. He practiced today on the lines and stuff, so that was good. And then Daniil's flying in today, so it should be another piece we can add to our group. I'm excited. I don't know, obviously I know about him and what he did last year, but again, he's another big piece for our offensive group here to keep loading up and building towards that championship. So, yeah, they're going to be in. It looks like we should be pretty strong this weekend.
I'd say so for sure. Those two guys cemented themselves as top six forwards last year on this team. With the way your top six played this past weekend, you've got some difficult decisions to make. Can you let us into your mind right now where you see them fitting in right now?
Yeah, like right off the bat, Daniil's probably going to go right with Milan. Like, why would I break that up after last year's success? They obviously have that ability to play together and they enjoy doing it. So the connection there is probably going to be the Danny, Milan, Neely line. And then it'd probably we'll probably go with Virgili. He had a lot of success last year. I know they want to play together. So we'll see how it ends up. But for right now, I don't really want to break things up. Guys are going to be slotted in where they need to. But at the end of the day, we need to mix it up a bit. Sometimes it gets a little stagnant, so guys need to move around a little bit and get a little different look on different lines. So I look forward to seeing Joe Mack too. He's another guy that's kind of been a little bit forgot about, but he just had a nagging injury that we just kind of left him home. Felt like it wasn't worth the while of having him travel and kind of sitting on the bus and, you know what I mean, doing all those things that wears on the body and being tired. So we left him at home so he could rest and get some treatment. And obviously the weather's nice here and kind of get him ready for this weekend. So that way he can be ready for our fans and stuff. So we got three big pieces going to be added in the lineup. It's great to have that depth. It's fun to see our hockey team start molding into what we look like kind of in the summertime of how we were going to play and how I thought we were going to end up here. So it's truly coming to fruition. And, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good hockey team. It's going to be every night. It's going to be a battle to stay in the lineup kind of thing. So again, guys are competing for jobs and it's good to have some competition.
I think the first question I asked you last week, I kind of asked you how settled you were with the squad right now. And you said, well, I would love to be able to bring maybe a couple more D-men in. From what I had heard, young D-man Jack Johansen joining the team. He's a player that, from his resume, he's got good size, really good offensive numbers for a D-man. What else can you tell us about him?
Yeah, big body, very mobile. Exactly what we're looking for. I'm excited to see him. He was out of practice today. Liked what I seen from him. Good first pass. Like, always got his head up, looks for the next play. He's not a stranger to jump into the play on the weak side there. So again, he's a very good young mind, young, fresh kind of guy out there on the ice to help our decor and our forward group along here. So again, I think he's going to be another piece that he's just another good human and wants to be an Athens Rock Lobster. So we're fortunate enough to get him. Played at a high level of D3 last year. They went to the national program or the national tournament, I think, in his D3 program. So again, he's another captain, another leader in that dressing room. Again, I can't stress that enough. The guys that have championships and guys that wore C's and leaders on their hockey team. That's what we're doing here in Athens. We're getting these guys to buy in and have that dressing room as tight as possible. And obviously on the ice, you're going to see that night in, night out.
You've kind of just brought it up. It's something that really stuck out to me this weekend hanging out with the boys was that everyone just felt super connected off the ice. And there was just a healthy, excited vibe from everyone. You talked last week about how important that was in these early road trips. From your perspective, how good has the locker room culture been in the early going?
I think, like, even from last season, like Steve, like Marty's created such a good culture here by obviously signing the guys in. And like I've said before, over and over, the guys like Shinkruk, Malans, the Virgilis, the Lavaliers, the Grecos, and the list goes on and on. Bringing those good people into your program creates a culture for a long, long time here. And it makes it easy for a coach to come in as the new guy and already have the leadership in that dressing room and the direction, the culture, the whole family mentality here to have success. Like, again, they want to be successful. They put the work in. They come here ready to learn, ready to do their job. And again, it creates on the ice. You can see us on the ice. When we're having fun, you're celebrating. That's what hockey's all about. And like Matteen, you hit on, like, we travel together. The boys are all together. They eat together. They're family. They know that we're in this together, and we're at one goal, one game at a time. We're getting ready for playoffs. Like, that's what our mentality is. The ship started right here in Indiana. That's where we started. It was game one, game two, and we keep moving on, and we just keep building and building and building. So it's great for me because the leadership group takes care of everything. And then obviously adding Eric Neely in has been unreal. Like, again, you bring a guy in that's got huge, like, career stats and a very huge leader in the community and throughout his teams that he's played on. It's been a huge addition for us.
You talk about on to the next thing, and what is the next thing are the two Carolina teams, the PD Ice Cats and the Twin City Thunderbirds. It's got to be helpful that they just played each other this last week. But are these back-to-backs against two different teams? Are they difficult to prepare for at all?
Yeah, we'll see. Like, again, how we prepare is we prepare for the Athens Rock Lobsters. We don't really prepare for other teams. Like, we want to dictate to play. We want to play our style. Like, I'm not worried about other teams per se, but with that being said, it comes with a mindset of having some young guys. You got to go into Florence, which is going to be a tough game. Like, it is. At the end of the day, they got a good team over there, well coached by Gary Graham. He's been around a long time. You go in there, they're gonna come out with a good product. And again, we're going to travel in day of, and then you need to play a game. And whether it's win or lose, you need to figure out the mental side of it and make sure your body's right and make sure you're hydrated and you get some proper rest, because we play again the next night at home here, and you're going to have to ask yourself how you're going to get that energy. And obviously our fan base, I think, will bring that energy for you. But again, another good hockey team comes right in here. So it's never an easy weekend per se. In the South here, in our division. So you got to figure out the highs and lows of your game and how to bring it night in, night out kind of thing. And that's what's special about the Federal Hockey League, I guess. And when you go back to goaltending, that's kind of the same thing. You need to have two good goalies in this league to be successful, because one night you're playing in Florence, South Carolina, and the next night we're back here. So we're going to probably get in 1-2 in the morning, and you need to turn right back around and dial that into home opener and playing a good Carolina Thunderbird team, obviously.
You brought it up. It's finally time to play some hockey at home as we welcome the newly christened Twin City Thunderbirds. Obviously, the Thunderbirds are a team that's close to your heart. Complex feelings at all about that, or is it just business as usual?
It's just business as usual. Like, again, I know a lot of people over there, a lot of fans and stuff. I think people are traveling in for the game and stuff like that. It's just like, again, I'm all for good hockey. So, by playing good teams makes you even better. So it's I think it'll be special to coach against both teams. Obviously I'll be on one side and Harry's got his team on the other side, but it's like I said, it's no ill will. A lot of those players I know and actually had a hand in bringing them to Carolina. So it's kind of a proud moment to see both kind of your products on the ice, and obviously wish Harry well, but obviously you're coming into the big lobster tank or whatever we're going to call it here. And we're going to have our game going, and obviously I want to win. So I coach the Athens Rock Lobsters at the end of the day, but I want to put on a show.
Opening night is just a few sleeps away, and with a purchase of our opening night ticket package, you not only get a seat to watch your favorite team, but also a limited edition hat designed just for opening night. Make sure you secure your new swag and get the opening night package now at rocklobstershockey.com. That was another Coach's Corner. Thank you for joining me, Coach Rutz. We'll see you next time.